Time to tune in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor.
Hello, everyone,
and all of our
welcome
guests
to this
that come
episode
on,
of the
they're
Kim
either
Jacobs
people
Show.
that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real, relevant, and relatable content on today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. To this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show, I am super excited to have with us today some women that have unshakable faith. Yes, we have the visionary herself, Dr. Paulette Harper, and we have several contributing authors. How are you ladies today?
Excellent.
And share the broadcast. We're going to be hearing some stories today of triumph, women that have overcome some amazing odds, things that many people would just call it quits. But these women endured, and they are here today to share some of their story. So what we're going to do is take a quick commercial break, and when we come right back, we're going to get a chance to hear from some of these amazing women. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
All right, everyone, we are back. And again, we're talking with women that have truly proven that they have unshakable faith. Dr. Paulette, first of all, before we even get started today, I kind of want people to hear from you as the visionary, and I want to introduce you, but also hear some of your thought process on how you even have become as acclaimed. That's a good word. Yeah, as acclaimed, critically acclaimed. I consider it on behalf of the Kim Jacobs Show. If I had an award, it would definitely go to Dr. Paulette Harper, okay? The critically acclaimed author anthology award. Anyway, she's affectionately known as the story activator. Dr. Paulette Harper is a 13-time best-selling, 2-time award-winning, and you might can add 3 to that because if I had an award, I would hand it over to you. Okay. Award-winning author, speaker, and leader in the literary marketplace. She's the founder of One Story University, where she specializes in producing anthologies and serves as the self-publishing coach to nonfiction aspiring authors, providing author coaching, marketing, and business coaching to entrepreneurs. With God on her side, and I'm going to let her tell you about God and what he does on her side. So I'm going to end it there because this woman dreams big and she accomplishes it. She's not just chasing the dream and sleeping on it. She's living it. It's a reality. So welcome, Dr. Paulette Harper, to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Thank you, Kim, so much. I appreciate this opportunity to come on and bring some of the authors from Women with Unshakable Faith. I appreciate this amazing opportunity. And so with Women with Unshakable Faith is my anthology number 8. It is a #1 best-selling it's a #1 best-selling anthology in 8 different categories. And so we are so excited about being able to share our authentic stories, to share our experiences, and to share these amazing transformational stories that's really going to impact, inspire, and empower readers as well.
Awesome. Awesome. And speaking of God, because you talk about God a lot in your bio, I want to hear from your own perspective. What has God done for you lately?
OMG. It's like, wow. So Kim, my foundation and my roots is in the Lord Jesus Christ, and everything that I do, I try to represent him. And so when I started writing, it was from a broken place. And I learned how to change the narrative of what I was going through from trauma to write my story about it, own it, and be proud of what God had did in those broken places in my life. And so him, really, he is the foundation. I'm only here and do what I do only because this is my assignment here on the earth. This is not what I had planned for my life. I didn't anticipate being here, but it was something that God had called me to do from a place of me not really knowing the next step in my life. And so I give God the glory for every book that I've written, for every author that I've come in contact with, for the ability to have space for other people, not just myself, but to share a platform with other storytellers who have amazing, powerful stories that they want to share with the world. So God is the foundation of who I am, what I do, and I'm not ashamed of that at all.
That is so inspiring. And listen, you all are here too to celebrate your own occasion, the fact that you all contributed to making this book a tremendous success. And so I'm excited about getting to hear from each of you as well. But if you would, just for a moment, I know I haven't introduced you yet, but Donna, if you could, just in like a nutshell, say why you actually became a part of this particular anthology. And then I'm going to go to you, Crystal, and then to you, Jennifer. So tell us in a nutshell.
Well, first of all, I'm a thank you, Kim, for having us on this morning. But
thank you.
The biggest reason is that I echo a lot of what Pastor Paulette said. I am a woman of faith. And when I heard the title, Women with Unshakable Faith, I knew that I wanted to be a part of it. Faith is the pinnacle part of my life, my husband's life. And so when I heard the title, I wasn't sure which angle or what I was going to talk about, but I just knew I had to be a part of it. And already working with Dr. Pastor Paulette.
Yes.
Dr. Pastor Paulette, I could not have worked with a better person. And so I knew that my story was going to be safe as I shared it with her and with the readers.
That's good. That word safe is important because when you're sharing stuff with people, you don't really know what they're going to do with it. So you kind of have to give the benefit of the doubt, but the word safe stands out in what you're saying. And I really appreciate you using that word. Excellent. How about you, Crystal? What made you become a part of this anthology?
Just being a woman of unshakable faith. I went through a few things and just by the grace of God, just got me through it. So I knew I couldn't do it on my own. I knew it had to be the faith that I had. Just by the grace of God.
That's amazing. Amazing. So just by the grace of God, and having that unshakable faith, and you had to be a part of it. I can't wait to hear because I have some notes on your story too. Okay, Jennifer, tell us what made you become a part of this powerful anthology.
Honor and closure. And the reason why I use the word honor is because I was given the opportunity to speak on another book coach mentors platform, and hers was called Unbreakable. And that's why I shared my story about God had delivered me from depression. And literally it was almost like, I don't know if it was 28, 40 hours, I don't know. But the next thing I know, Dr. Paula sent me a direct message and I'm like, okay, Jesus, is this from you? I had to pray about it. I talked to my pastor and then God gave me a peace and he was like, yes, this is me doing this thing. And whenever I listened to her talking about it. And when God was like, I'm taking you through this process of healing from a secret that I held on to for like 41 years. And whenever,
come on, Jennifer.
It's just a little tid. It's just a little tid because numbers mean something. But I thank God that whenever God had said it's okay, and God was like, I'm closing this chapter in your life because I can't have you go into 2023 taking 2022 on back with you, because how can you speak into somebody else's life when you won't even let me be profound in your life? So it's like being true to yourself.
Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all, you see what I'm saying? Y'all are in for a treat already. You got Donna over there rubbing her eyes. I'm looking for my cloth. I said, I was like, where is the cloth? You know you're going to start crying, so you got to find the cloth. Oh my goodness, you ladies. Dr. Paulette, I wanted to hear from you too as to how do you go about even selecting or narrowing it down, the type of women that will be in any of your anthologies?
Yeah, Kim, for me, it's really, doing that first interest call. And then, those that join, they hear what the vision of the book is, what the project is all about. And then talking to them, even after, if they have questions and whatnot. But my thing is, if you fit into the theme and you have a story that is really going to be part of the the foundation and the makeup of the story,
Right.
then and then we have a conversation about the story that you want to write. I then determine if it's a fit, and most of I really haven't had too many authors who are writing a story that doesn't fit with the theme of the book, because it's something that I share at the beginning and the offset, so they already know based on the synopsis of the book that the story that they are going to write is going to fit within it or not. And if they have a story and they're not really sure, then that's when we have that one-on-one dialogue and they communicate with me the kind of story that they want to write. And I tell them, okay, that'll fit. We just have to, really, clean the story up, just make the story polished. And so that's really how I go about, connecting with authors who want to be part of any of my anthologies.
That is powerful to know. So whether you're a first-time author or you are a seasoned author, Dr. Paulette Harper is willing to have a conversation with you to determine if you would be a good fit for one of the many books that she has spearheaded as a visionary. So I am so excited and grateful that you're here today. And I do want to take a moment to acknowledge some of our studio audience members. We have some powerful people that's sitting right in the audience. So make sure, Mackenzie, if you would, pop some of those comments up for me so we can acknowledge some of you all. Let's see. And you keep your comments coming, and I'll actually even put the link here in case anybody wants to come on screen. Oh, Lady Justine Hilliard said, good morning, sisters. She said, good morning to you ladies. Good morning. Benita says, good morning, beautiful ladies.
Good morning.
A Facebook user says, good morning, ladies. I'm watching and looking forward to a great show. Oh, Sandra Rumpf Jackson. I don't know if you two have connected, Dr. Paulette, but she is another powerhouse. And she does an authors forum, and it's incredible as well. So I think that the two of you should definitely connect and collaborate, and maybe you can go and be on her show. I'll connect y'all. How about that?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Dennis. Hey, Dennis, you said much love to you as well. Thank you for always being such a great supporter of the Kim Jacobs Show. And for all of you that are here today, we thank you for tuning in. And again, share the broadcast. And scrolling below, there are ways that you can contribute to this broadcast. The only way that the Kim Jacobs Show comes on Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time is through contributions made by community members. So thank you so much for helping with the operational expenses of the broadcast. And we appreciate you all. All right, so we're going to take a commercial break and come back. And guess who we're going to talk to? Donna Yates. Donna, let me go ahead and before we even take the commercial break, let me let everybody know this, because when we come back, we're going to get into some questions, okay? You're a two-time best-selling author, recently co-authored an anthology, Women with Unshakable Faith, which we know is now released. You also have co-authored Resilience in Hard Times and When Queens Arise. And through your passion for writing, I heard that little birdie told me that you actually sung at the Showtime at the Apollo. So I don't know if you want to clear your vocal cords out or anything. If God has blessed you mightily during the commercial, you might think of a song, just a line or two, right?
It's not me, it's my kids. They're not here.
Then okay. All right, I'll leave you alone. So you co-wrote a children's gospel CD entitled Sold Out. You graduated from San Jose State University with a Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Marketing. And you recently became a chaplain, graduated to become a chaplain. That's awesome. You're a businesswoman and you desire to empower and equip other businesswomen as well with your Voices of Healing prayer call that was established in 2017, just as a support for other business women to pray together. I am super excited about this. You're a mother of two, and I'm not going to say what you are. I'm going to wait till you say what you are for the grandma term. Okay. So we're going to take a commercial break, and we will be right back with Donna Yates next. We'll be back.
I have peace of mind with Silver Shield Security, which has been protecting my family and home, along with servicing the Carolinas for over a decade. Silver Shield Security knows the importance of convenience and safety. Whether you live in an apartment, a home, or run a business, they are here to protect you from unwanted intrusions and fires. Call now at 704-440-4688 or visit the website at www.silvershield-security.com. You can use my promo code #ToneX and get 1/2 off your installation price. Don't forget to ask about the new no money down options. Let Silver Shield Security help to give you peace of mind, just like me and my family, and keep your business safe.
Jacob Show. We're talking with authors from Women with Unshakable Faith. These women have proven that they have weathered the storms of life. And Donna Yates right now, I kind of want to talk for a moment with some of the words that stood out in your bio: unshakable, resilience, and rising. Those are 3 words that kind of stood out to me. Why do you feel that those are the words that sum up who you are as a queen?
Oh my goodness. I think someone said this once before. I don't look like what I've been through. And I have always looked polished, like well put together. However, on the inside, I might have been maybe a little shakeable, maybe a little fearful, but I have come through. I have walked through, I've risen. And I want to be able to share with somebody else to let them know that it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you end. And that if you give God your yes, in spite of being afraid, that you will be able to rise. You'll be able to rise to be a woman of unshakable faith. You'll be able to be resilient in hard times. You'll be able to be a queen. And so it really is, it's just about giving God that yes, even though you might be afraid.
That's good. Great advice for everyone listening. Take some notes, put them over in the comments section, some of your takeaways from what some of the profound things are that these individuals are sharing today. Now, tell us a little bit about your chapter in Women with Unshakable Faith.
Well, for me, my mom had breast cancer. She had cervical cancer. And you can imagine growing up with that type of a legacy, in a sense. She was a survivor. She was and once she survived, she was an advocate. But growing up in that environment, always in the back of my mind, I felt like, is this going to happen to me? I mean, I walked and thought about that. I tried not to say it out of my mouth that I'm going to get or I'm going to become. I tried to keep that. But as a 13-year-old, I carried that almost till today. That I could possibly get breast cancer or cervical cancer like my mom did. And so what I do is I take you through my story of my mother, my when my worst fear happened and the hospital told me that I had a lump in my breast, and
so it did happen.
I walked through and how God brought me through. And so the biggest thing that I learned prior to even knowing what God was doing, he showed me that I needed to know him. I was the type of person who listened to my mentors. I listened to the women of faith, and I hung on their every word. And there was a point where God said, Donna, you have got to know me for yourself. So he cut me off from all the people around me who was speaking into my life, and I was just hanging on to their every word like they were God. And he told me I needed to get off of the bottle, and I needed to start eating the meat of his word, so that when the storm came, I was able to stand up. I was able to know that he was with me. He gave me the peace that surpassed all understanding.
Yes.
So I was able to stand up while it was going through, but it was important. And that's what I want the women to know. I want men to know that you've got to know God for yourself. You cannot go through the storms of life without him. And once you get to know him and something happens, you know He's holding your hands. He said he'll never leave us nor forsake us.
That's right.
And so that is what my story is about, my journey and how I walked through and how I was able to be a woman of unshakable faith and stand here today and say, all is well.
Oh, I feel like a proud parent. I'm like, all is well. And when you know all is well, it doesn't matter what comes or what goes. At the end of the day, you know that you have your Lord and Savior working on the inside of you. It's not even just about working only on your behalf, but working through you and on the inside of you, regardless of your circumstances. Woo, you preaching, Donna Yates. You preaching. Now, I also know that you tell us at least about the amateur night at the Showtime at the Apollo. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. My husband is a musician.
Okay.
And he's been with Larry Graham and with Sly and the Family Stone. I mean, he's a musician. So when we had kids, we were intentional. I said they were not going to sing secular music. So, but my husband was singing secular music. So what we decided is that once we found out that our kids could sing, we started writing. My husband was already playing the music. I was writing the songs. And there was a contest. I lived in Richmond, California at the time. There was a contest at the mall so that the kids could go to the Apollo. That was the end result. And so our kids were in the contest and they won over, I want to say it was a few hundred kids. They won.
That is amazing. I was looking for a picture of that scenario, but I couldn't find it. I was looking everywhere. I was like, what in the world? Why can't I find Donnie Yates?
Right. That's why, because it was our kids. It was the Yates kids. So anyway, they won, and they won money, a computer, and a whole bunch of other stuff, and got to go to New York, be on the Apollo stage. Monique was the host at that time. And it was amazing. The show ran for a very long time. I don't even remember what year they pulled it down, but it ran for years. And so it just was an amazing opportunity. And my kids still sing today. And so I'm still a proud parent. And a yaya to 8, because they were 13 and 10 at the time.
Wow. 13 and 10. What year was that?
Don't get me started.
Okay.
I don't even remember. Let's see, my daughter is 33.
Oh, don't worry. It's been a long time though.
2010, maybe somewhere around there.
Okay. Well, guess what I did find? I may not have found that, but I have found these babies that you are the yaya.
Yes. I'm the yaya to 8 wonderful human beings, exceptional human beings. Yes.
Now, why yaya? Why they call you yaya?
Well, yaya is actually Greek for grandma. It actually happens to be like a helpmate or guardian or something like that in Tagalog, but it sounded regal and sort of African. I was like, I'm a yaya.
It's like, hello, everybody. This is my yaya. Well, my mom is a Nunu. Grandma Nunu. But we won't tell you what that stands for because one of my kids, it was pretty funny. I was like, anyway, they call it Grandma Nunu. But we love the grandma language, and that's a love language. So you're right, it's regal and royal. All right, that was very enlightening. So how can people stay connected with you?
Oh, thank you for that opportunity. They could come to my website, which is donnayates.com, as well as they can reach me on my email at donnayates30@gmail.com. I am one blessed Yaya Papa in Instagram. And on Facebook, I'm Donna Yates. You can find me.
All right, y'all. So make sure you stay connected with Donna Yates. She clearly has a story to tell of some things that she's overcome to become who she is today. And I can't wait to make sure that everyone that's interested, listen and read the actual book so that you can be able to understand how these women have become women with unshakable faith. You can get it at Amazon, but you can also get it from each of these authors that are here today. And Dr. Paulette, I know you've already said some things, but I would love for you to just say something about Donna. You know, I'm sure there's a thing that kind of rises up in your spirit about each of your contributing authors. So say something about Donna.
You know, when I first met Donna, just so humble, she has such a teachable spirit.
You can tell.
And for a coach, to have someone who will just, accept what you say and then apply it. And then I see the fruit from her. That's what a coach really thrives on. And so she is so.
Are you crying, Donna? Over there, you need my cloth. My mama ran and got my cloth for me.
And I even told her, well, if I didn't tell her then, I'm going to tell her now. She's very loyal. She's very loyal to the vision. She's been this is her third anthology with me. And so to have her to, continue to work with me, she sees something in me as a coach, and I see something in her as a writer, because she's a wonderful writer. She's a great storyteller. And I can even trust her to be able to share, things with her about this journey. And so for me, to Donna, she's so teachable, and she's a sponge,
wet sponge, because she's a crybaby over there too.
She's a crybaby. And the thing with her is she never, she just received it, made adjustments, and she can see the fruit of it, and I appreciate that about her. So that's what I want to say, to Donna. The coachable spirit is so beautiful. Her genuineness, as a woman of God, and she's real. She's really real. And I have had the pleasure of working with her these last 3 anthologies, and it's just been a sheer pleasure for me.
Wow. And here I thought I was putting you on the spot, right? Like, no, girl, give me my microphone to say something about these different women. So that's so beautiful. Beautiful. Listen, we're going to take another commercial break because we're honoring our episode sponsors that take the time to pour into the Kim Jacobs Show. And we like to be able to feature them throughout the broadcast. So our next episode sponsor is confidencetones.com. And we'd like to thank them as well. And we'll come right back right after this break. We're going to hear from Jennifer next. We'll be back.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join.
All right, everyone, we're back. And we are talking with the visionary, Dr. Paulette Harper, and several of the beautiful contributing queens to the anthology Women with Unshakable Faith. It's a newly released book that is already hit the market as a international best-selling book. You can get it on Amazon, but you can also get it at any of these contributing authors' websites that have already been put in the comment section for you, okay? All right, so next we're going to hear from Jennifer. So Jennifer, let's see what you made of over here. Let's see. Jennifer M. Jackson is the author of It Didn't Break Me. That's how I would think you would say that, right? It didn't break me. My personal struggle with depression and how one word from God changed my life. And you can't afford to go back. It's time to cross over. Oh my gosh, this right here, some preaching messages right here. Co-author of It Costs Me Everything and her latest anthology, Women with Unshakable Faith, where she shares some things that I'm going to let her talk about instead of reading it, and also how she currently uses her profession to help other people that have experienced some things that she experienced in her younger years. So I know I botched your whole bio up, but it's on purpose to give you the opportunity to speak about it. Welcome, Jennifer M. Jackson, to the Kim Jacobs Show. Welcome, Jennifer.
Good morning, and thank you for this opportunity. I am really grateful to both you and Dr. Paulette.
Well, thank you for being here. And with your story, I know it heavily involves overcoming depression. I want you to kind of take us back a little bit and tell us about your journey in a brief fashion, if you could.
So my journey is actually realizing that I was battling depression and I didn't know it. Or I think I knew it, but growing up in church, that's one of those things. It's just like, we don't talk about that. or if we do talk about that, we go to certain people, and we definitely don't go talk to people outside of our normal spectrum. But for me, the way how God was showing me myself was just the different cycles that I was going through, and actually getting the revelation, and just even going back to the word, and how God was just showing me that that was never my portion, that was never meant. However, let's just say there were generational cracks.
Right.
And those generational cracks were opened. And when God started showing me that it was open, okay, I need you to be the bloodline breaker. I need you to be the curse breaker. And whenever that revelation came, it was just like, I said, okay, God, this is me. I don't know why, but God always put awesome women in my life to keep me grounded, so I would not throw in the towel. And I would never not sit here and tell you that I've never been that person, because I was that person who questioned God, who fussed at God, who got mad at God, and who was questioning, like, why did you pick me to be born on this particular day and have to go through the things that I went through? But at the end of the day, Jeremiah 31:3 became my portion. And it became my stronghold to keep me going, because growing up in like foster care and being adopted, which I could say I was adopted by some awesome people who kept me and my brother in church. So praise God. And that's one of those things to where it's like, okay, God has always been with me, even when it didn't seem like he wasn't with me.
Oh my gosh, y'all, you have to read her chapter. And it Donna, you're gonna make me just completely combust over here. You're gonna make me unravel. I'm trying to keep it together as a host, but this is just powerful what you're sharing, Jennifer. And you said a lot. You said adoptive, being in foster care, all kind of stuff that you've experienced. And you said that in just like a quick, in a nutshell. But that's a lot to unpack that you're sharing. And even further, there was a deep secret that you carried for many years. If you choose to not collaborate, because you've already collaborated, but if you choose to elaborate on that, feel free at this time if you want to.
So I will just say it like this, because I want people to read my chapter. Right. And the reason why I want them to read the chapter, because I want them to be able to identify that they're not in this by themselves. And I would just put it to you like this. You know how when you leave the house and your grandma and them, and they say, and you better not tell what happened in this house? Because if you do, you know what's going to happen? Well, that's my story. And no one knew my story because I kept it all to myself. And I think the only person, well, I know the only person who knew what I was going through, who knew what I was really struggling with, was God himself. And even when I was 16 years old, so purple is my favorite color. And purple will always be my favorite color, because whenever I was 16 years old, I can remember sitting on the patio, just saying, God, if you choose not to wake me up in the morning, I will be okay. And purple became my biggest favorite color whenever I was 19 years old, was not living right. And joined the military. Military was good, but you know how when you leave the house and it's like you think you're grown, but God is like, I'm gonna show you that you're really not grown. And I was at church, and the word was going through Bible study, and one of the pastors, she was preaching, and I'm sitting up there like, Jesus, please don't let this woman come over here and give me no prophetic word. I really don't want to hear from you right now. This is not what I need. But at the end of the day, we know how Jesus is. Jesus was not trying to hear me. And even as I'm sitting here talking to you, God is bringing back to me why he said what he said, even with this book. And the thing that Pastor Betty said to me was, God is going to use your story for some other people. And I'm sitting up here like, Jesus want to use my story? Do he not know that like sin is in my mind right now? Like, I can be real. I can be honest and tell you that I was that backslidden Christian and stuff. And just like questioning God the day, God was my portion. God has always been my portion. And when God started taking me through this journey of it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to be in ministry, it's okay to be in uniform, because I just retired from the military, and it's okay to be who you are. But for me, I bless God that God has always put me around awesome women who have allowed me to have a moment, have a pity party.
Right.
But 2 seconds later, here's your tissue. Okay, we got work to do. You're not fixing to sit here, and we not fixing to do that. And I said fixing like that because I am country and everything. But this is the way how God was doing things. But when God told me, I need you to share your story, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I almost didn't, because I was getting ready to listen to somebody else tell me, well, if you reveal this truth, if you reveal your truth, it's going to hurt other people. But what God showed me was, well, if you don't share your story, then who is it going to help? But when God was like, but what about you? You're just as important as other people. And when God spoke that thing to me, I'm like, okay, God, I know that you really want me to do this. And again, it goes back to honoring somebody else's platform and just being vulnerable. And then the next thing I know, Dr. Paulette, and when we did our consultation, I'm telling you, I had to go back about a couple of times because I'm like, Jesus, I don't think you really want me to write this, because the enemy, he was at my head, he was at my brain. And I'm sitting there like, okay, Dr. Paulette, she gave me this example. And I went upstairs, and in 2 hours in my house, I wrote my chapter.
Go ahead.
And then that's when God said, no more secrets. I need you to let people know that it is okay to share your truth, because at the end of the day, how can you be a coach? How can you be a mentor? How can you be anybody and want somebody to be honest with themselves, but you fake? And I'm like, I said, okay, God. So when God said no more secrets, I said, okay, God, no more secrets. And it's amazing. Even in the book, some people are going to be surprised by the process that God told me to do this. But I knew it was God, because God truly took me out my comfort zone.
Wow. Can you read? For those in the virtual studio audience, I know you cannot wait to read Jennifer's chapter, because it is going to blow your mind. Get your tissue, get your cloth, and get your mind right, because you're in for a roller coaster ride. All right. Wow. And then you also used, I know you just recently retired, but you did, while you were in your profession in active duty, you used your profession to be able to help other people specifically. What group of people were those?
Well, because I'm a victim advocate, and I also advocate for kids in foster care. So I was able to share my story. And it was just one of those things to where God was like, this is where I need you to be able to start this process of sharing your story. And even though when people look at you, they see, okay, she's no nonsense, but not understanding that I had something that I was hiding from people. And yes, it's okay to be in this position, but it's not okay to not be honest with other people. And so I'm just grateful that God allowed me to share my story, to let people know, no matter how we get up in rank, no matter what position we hold in the world, that your truth is your truth. And it's okay to share your story, because when God says share, he's going to give you peace. Shame is not your portion. He's not going to let the enemy come at you. And even if the enemy tries to come at you, he knows how to send those fiery darts back to the pits of hell.
Yes. Wow. Okay. And Dr. Paulette, what do you want to say about this author that contributed to your book?
Yeah, when I first met Jennifer, just her, she's so real and so authentic, and I can tell that she's a very structured person, and I'm sure that came from being in the military.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a quality that I absolutely love. And the thing about her is, anytime that the Lord was doing something in her in this process, she was sharing it with me. From birthing her, from the Lord giving her more ideas and clarity about her business and moving forward and coaching and whatnot. She's is so excited about what God is doing, and she shares that with me. And for me, being a coach, to hear that it's so much more than just a chapter. I'm just an intricate part in that to push her, and she accepted. She moves with it and the fruit from it, and I'm just really blessed to be able to be in acquaintance with someone who shares my values, who shares Jesus, and then also someone who knows how to hear from the Lord and then move in action, and not, just waiting, and anticipating, but just moving in action. And those are the qualities that I see in Jennifer, and it's been a pleasure to work with her in this project.
Wow. Wow, y'all. Okay, you can't get any better than this, to have someone that believes in you whenever you're getting ready to put some thoughts into paper. How can you have to be able to go to the person that's the visionary and glean some inspiration, right? Well,
Yes, ma'am.
you all have that in Dr. Paulette Harper. So I'm so excited about what you're saying about each of these authors. Okay, so I am excited because we have with us coming up Crystal, and am I saying it right? Rouser? Is that right?
Rosser.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crystal, let me make sure I give you an intro, and then we're going to take a break and we're going to come back. But let's hear from, well, I'm not even going to say it. See, that's what I'm saying. In your bio, it already says what I'm going to say later. So I'm not going to say that. But you're a contributing author, and I'll let you say what rank it is and all of that. Okay. With Women with Unshakable Faith, and you're born and raised in Toledo, Ohio. You learned to master the art of self-love. So I cannot wait to hear about that. You've overcome some things in your childhood as well, and you explain the importance of being a certain way now that you've overcome some of those things, right? And you are the owner and operator of a Clean Experience LLC, a commercial and residential cleaning service, and a single mom to an amazing little boy named Isaiah, who is your motivation for striving to having a better life. You recently was also featured in the Toledo area parent magazine, Moms Who Do It From Home. Congratulations, Crystal. And listen, during this commercial break, which is going to take about 2 minutes or so, please, if you could email me a picture of your son, or so I can have that, if possible, to my Yahoo account. All right, everybody, what I'm going to do is pull up someone who's also my son and a sponsor here on the Kim Jacobs Show today. His name is Ivan Jacobs, and Ivan actually, he kicks cystic fibrosis in the head. It's a lung disease that he is like just soaring beyond my wildest dreams. Very disciplined young man, lost over 100 pounds, and he's taking 5 new clients. So I want to make sure that I introduce him to you today as one of the episode sponsors, and we'll be right back. I'll play it, Mackenzie. Here we go.
That scale number, and you just need help to make that transformation. My name is Ivan Jacobs from Major PT, and allow me to be of service to you as your private personal trainer. In my personal case, I've lost over 100 pounds and I've kept it off. I have made a total transformation, and now we help other people make transformations just like that. What we offer is mobile personal training, where we drive out to your location or we meet up at a location to exercise together, as well as nutrition coaching and habit coaching. We guarantee results or your money back. We understand how important it is and how difficult it can be trying to navigate nutrition and fitness alone, so work with us to make your transformation possible. Our slogan is train you once and train you forever. We don't hope to keep you as clients forever. We hope to inform you so that you know what to do in your own day-to-day life. The workout program is custom tailored to you based off of gym frequency, assessments, and personal preference. We focus on progressively overloading in a safe and proper manner. We can meet up at the gym or your own home. I understand the importance of convenience and will work with what you want. Through the use of applications, you will have access to see the entire program from your phone. You can contact me, track your weight, and add personal goals all within the app. We will help you develop and maintain healthy habits that support your fitness goals for the long term. Together, we can identify areas for positive change and develop strategies to help you stay on track. Nutrition is a crucial component of achieving any fitness goal. As a personal trainer, I understand its importance and how it can make or break your progress. That's why I offer personalized meal recommendations as part of my all-in-one monthly program. With the help of apps, you can access your meal plan and track your nutrition right from your phone, making it easy to stay on track and make progress towards your fitness goals. Let me take care of the nutrition aspect so you can focus on your workouts and achieving your goals. If you would like, I can even accompany you to the grocery store to help you shop for healthier choices or set up an Instacart delivery right to your front door. Click the link below so we can schedule a free consultation to discuss further. We're excited to work with you and see you later. Are you tired?
All right, let me unmute you. I am happy that Ivan submitted that with majorpt.com. And so, Crystal, let's talk. You are new to the game. So tell us what made you, for the very first time ever, contribute to putting your thoughts on paper.
Well, thank you for having me. I've always wanted to write, but I just didn't know really how to go about it. And I was going through a lot of stuff, and God just told me that it was time to let it out, because if you don't let it out, you just be thinking about it. And my mind was just constantly just thinking about what was going on and what I wasn't going through and things like that. So I just had to get it out and let it go. I was tired of it.
Wow. Okay. So when you say let it out, there are some things that you overcame. You overcame a lot in your childhood. Tell us just a portion of something that you may want to reveal here on the show today.
I guess I should have thought about that. I guess abandonment, not having,
no, it's heavy. It's heavy, and I know it's a lot based on what I already know.
I guess it's about just going with what your intention. I mean, not intentions, but what God is putting on your heart, because God has been putting on my heart for a year now to just speak, and I don't know. The videos, the interviews I've done recently has shown those are the consequences of what God told, of what I'm not doing that God told me, and what's going on in my life. He told me to put the videos out so that I can be prepared for this, and I didn't prepare for it. And I see the consequences. I see that how my chapter is based on the consequences of what I didn't do and what made me come to this this part of my life. And as you see, I'm still learning.
We all are. You know what, Crystal, that's the interesting part. No matter how far somebody gets up in life, if you've arrived, then in my opinion, you're dead. So I'll never arrive. I will always be ever evolving and learning. So I haven't arrived ever, and I don't plan on arriving. So, yeah.
Yeah, he enlightened me to that this morning because I was just wondering why I was so sucky with these interviews, and it was like you didn't listen to what I told you to do, so this is what you got to go through now. So,
and that's interesting that you're saying that, because guess what? We do have consequences for things that we don't do that we know that God gave us to do. I have consequences. I have sitting right here a whole book. I mean, a whole book that I've written. I've written the book. The book is done. I have a coach that's told me, Kim, submit the stuff. That was not this past Christmas, but last Christmas, two Christmases ago. Okay. And the book's just, what in the world? So guess what? God's going to go ahead and move on past me and use somebody else that's obedient, because you just won't type the stuff in the computer. What in the world is wrong with you? That's exactly. Consequence.
Exactly.
I'm just using that as a simple example, but that's true what you're saying. If we don't do what God has instructed us to do, then shame on us, because he's given it to us. He's trusted us with it. So, well, yeah, girl, you preaching really. So go on now. Go on. All right. So now you say right now, though, that you're more confident than ever and you're more of your authentic self overall. So how did that come about from stuff that you've experienced in your childhood to where you are today?
Because I didn't have a voice. I've always been an honest person, just speaking my mind, and people around me didn't like that. So they put it as if it was something negative. So it just put me back into myself. I didn't speak. I didn't want to like tell anything that was like being mistreated or anything. So now I feel free. I can, it's like those are chains that weren't able to be broken. And I was able to break that, and like nobody, anything about my past, I know I did it. God know I did it. And nobody can hold that against me. Done. It can't be held against me. So that's the best thing, is that you can't hold that against me. I know
that's a special place to be. That is but that takes some work and effort and commitment. What advice do you give other people that may be struggling with things that keep strongholds and things that keep pulling them back to their past? What advice?
You are not stuck to those things. That's just an illusion that the devil gives you. Because I see with people, they're stuck in marriages, stuck in different things. And it's like, all you have to do is just understand that you don't need to be there. Like, it's just you actually learning and applying what you learned. He makes things difficult for you so you can say, okay, well, I'm not happy here. Why am I not happy here? What's going on that's making me not happy here? And just, he'll answer those questions and send you on a roll, and you wherever you need to be.
That is so inspiring, because that's really inspiring what you're saying. So people are going to walk away learning what from your chapter?
That if you choose not to listen to God or listen to your gut feeling, that you will suffer consequences. That's just it. It's just, it will look like it's something bad, and it's going against what you think is right, but it's not. It's God's trying to correct you and put you back onto the right path.
Okay. That you can't beat that with a stick. She's making it very clear. So read that chapter in the book and make sure that you learn and glean from what Crystal will be sharing. How can people, and I need to go back to Jennifer and ask for you, how can people stay connected with you, Crystal, so that they can learn more from your story and even get the book from you as well?
You can go to my Facebook page, Crystal Rosser. It's Crystal R. Rosser. You can go to my website. It's Crystal Rosser how.mycanva.site. And you can also look me up on Instagram at Healing Open Wounds. It should be the name at the bottom of my name. Yeah.
Awesome. And Jennifer, how can people stay connected with you? Because I didn't give you that opportunity.
So for me, people can connect with me through my Instagram, the Jennifer M. Jackson. When you click the link in my bio, it takes you to my website, nomoresecrets.me, and also still the createdbyzines.me will forward you back to my new website. But if you look me up on Instagram, the link is there, and it'll take you to my website.
All right. And Dr. Paulette, please, if you would, expound on why you brought this Nubian queen, new to the neophyte to the program in a great way. I think it's so exciting to have someone that's stepping out of their comfort zone for the very first time. It lets everybody know that this is possible. You don't have to be a seasoned person. So talk to us, Dr. Paulette, about her. Crystal.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct, Kim. You don't have to be a seasoned writer. And so Crystal is a first-time author. And so I already know with first-time authors, the fear and the trepidation of writing your story. Because one, you don't know me, I don't know you. So you got to trust me and I got to trust you. Okay. And so when we go through the process of, creating and developing the chapter, what I do is, I do some self-editing, for the author. And so, with Crystal, it was really her, allowing me to peel back, and go real deep to some things that she may have not even wanted to discuss, and really take her into a different kind of road that she was, thinking about going. And so you have to be real accessible, or you have to be really agreeable to that kind of process. And then, with me, it was really, okay, Crystal, go a little bit deeper. Go a little bit deeper. It was changes that she had to make. And so she made the adjustment into doing it.
Right.
And the thing about, working with her was the fact that it as a coach, I don't know everything. And they make me grow, in certain areas.
I can imagine these people.
Yeah, and so I think it was really her being, vulnerable to the process and not really knowing what was going to come out of it. But as she sees the results now, being a first-time author, being a best-selling author, these are the results that you have to. This is the transformation that comes with saying yes, as Donna mentioned. But it's the power of the transformation of the process that someone goes through when they really have no idea what the end result is going to be. But as a visionary, I know. And so taking her through this process and seeing the fruit from it is a blessing. And so now she's able to launch another business.
Yes.
And really take her chapter to in another a way to reach more people about healing, about going deeper and really addressing those issues that keep us from walking and women being unshakable.
Unshakable faith. Wow. Okay. And I do know, Crystal, that this young man, Isaiah, is your inspiration. Tell us about him briefly.
He's my 12-year-old. He's actually
he's a big teddy bear. Look at him. He's like, I'll watch over my mama.
He's actually, we started homeschooling, so we're working on that. And he's just I'm trying to help him with adjusting with I don't know, just not having a father. So trying to get that work through and things like that.
Interesting. Very good. Good point. Wow. Okay. Well, I am honored that you came on to share your story and to encourage first-time authors. If you, in a nutshell, could have a closing comment, what would that closing comment be, Crystal?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Because every time you put it off, you procrastinate. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Tomorrow turns into last year, and then the year before that, and then you're like, okay.
Go for it. Go for it. Somebody type that in the comment section. Go for it. Jennifer, what's your closing comment?
Live your truth and know your truth.
Woo! Booyah! Drop the mic. Live your truth and know your truth. Donna, what's the closing comment?
Do it afraid.
If you scared, as Les Brown say,
do it afraid.
Anyway. What you scared of? Get out of there. Do it anyway. If it's hard, then do it hard. Is what.
Yes, do it afraid.
Awesome. Okay, we're gonna save your closing comment, Dr. Paulette. I want to let people know this evening at 8:00 p.m. I want you to tune in to the Christina Nelson show. I'm going to be a guest on this evening on her show. And we're going to be talking about motherhood and entrepreneurship as well. So make sure that you tune in, and you'll see me as a guest on her show. I'm usually hosting, not being a guest, but I'm also going to be a guest speaker at Women's Conference on this upcoming Sunday, April 30th. In case you're in the Charlotte or surrounding areas, we're going to be talking from Amos 9:13 through 15, and how you have some quick blessings.
Yes.
Come your way. Okay. All right. So I'm excited about that as well. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, because we're going to have some additional authors. You only heard a small handful. How many authors are there, Dr. Paulette?
There are actually 14 authors. 7 of them are first-time authors, and then the other 7 have written books before.
Wow. So make sure tomorrow you tune in as well. So it's Tuesday and Wednesday. We're talking with the visionary herself, Dr. Paulette Harper. You'll be back tomorrow, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, I'm like, come back tomorrow. And then so we talked with these women today, and tomorrow we're going to be talking with these wonderful queens that contribute to women with Unshakable Faith. So you don't want to miss tomorrow's episode at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell us a closing comment, Dr. Paulette.
Yeah, well, keeping in harmony with your question, those of you who are sitting on your story, your voice matters. And there is someone who's waiting for you just to show up, So I would just say, show up, write your story, own your truth, and watch God take you places you've never, ever imagined.
Show up and know your truth. And make sure that you know God's going to take you places you could have never even dreamed is possible. But you have to show up first. All right. Make sure you all contribute again to the Kim Jacobs Show. These are some ways that you can do it right there on your screen. I encourage you all to, let me pop it up. Yeah. Pour into the broadcast so that we can be able to continue this level of programming where we bring balance to the world, one household at a time. And so take a moment to contribute. And then also make sure that you all get a copy of this book. Let's take that down for a second. But I want you to get a copy of the book, Women with Unshakable Faith. Where can they get that book one more time?
They can get the ebook from Amazon. And then also every author is still accepting orders for autograph paperback copies of this #1 Amazon best-selling book.
All right. And I'll put their contact information up again as we close out today's episode. Thank you all for being here today. You all are amazing, wonderful guests. Thank you in the virtual studio audience. I saw you, Mother Wandra Audrey. You put a comment and you said that she was inspired by you ladies. Let's put some of these comments up. Let's see. Lots of comments have come in. So y'all go back. You're going to have to see them all. This was good. I have a wonderful day, ladies, is what Vanita said. Amen. Kevin Sharp says, I love that closing statement. Be blessed. And then Christina said, do it afraid. Vanita said, go for it. Wandra Audrey said, I am so very proud of you all. Lots of comments. Thank you all so much for being such active participants in the studio audience, and have a wonderful rest of your day. See you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye-bye. Hi, everybody. I don't know if Mackenzie's not even on. So what am I doing? I have to close the show out myself. I told the girl one thing, and then she fell off by mistake, and then I didn't close the show out. That's hilarious. She's probably laughing in the studio audience like, see, you should have let me come back on, Kim. All right, everybody. Have a great day. I thank God for wonderful help. Have a great one, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show, and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time.